In today's show, I'll be sharing with you two key Bitcoin price metrics, which suggest the Bitcoin price is primed to reclaim $40,000. That's right, data suggests that 34,000 was the bottom, and Bitcoin's recent performance could be a sign that traders are beginning to open fresh longs. And as Plan B updates us here, Bitcoin January 2022 close, $38,491, 62% below stock-to-flow target and outside the first standard deviation band. And President Nayib Bukele shares it's happening, referring to Fidelity tweeting, our latest piece argues that Bitcoin's first technological breakthrough wasn't as a superior payment technology, but as a superior form of money. As a monetary good, Bitcoin should be considered separately from other digital assets. Also, breaking news, FTX exchange breaks $32 billion valuation despite crypto winter fears. And quoting their CEO, Sam Bankman-Fried, I think we are not entering a long-term crypto winter. There have been changes in expectations of interest rates, and that's been moving the crypto markets, but it's been moving markets more generally as well. Also in today's show, El Salvador's President Nayib Bukele optimistic about Bitcoin and predicts gigantic price increase. As he shares here on Crypto Twitter, there are more than 50 million millionaires in the world. Imagine when each one of them decides they should own at least one Bitcoin, but there will only ever be 21 million Bitcoin, not enough for even half of them. A gigantic price increase is just a matter of time. Also in today's show, new Latin American country will adopt Bitcoin as legal tender within 6 months, says Max Keiser. That's right, quoting him here from a new interview with Kitco News. I know for a fact that another country is going to adopt Bitcoin. I know for a fact that a Latin American country is going to legalize Bitcoin as legal tender. I am very confident, he said. On air, I'll be breaking down the highlights from this interview. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. As you can see, Bitcoin, Ether, and many of the major alts are pumping and in the green. But where's the Bitcoin price? Likely to go next. Find out all this, plus so much more, in today's show. Bitcoin 2022 conference in Miami is going down April 6th to the 9th, and I just purchased my hotel and plane ticket, so I will most definitely be there. Now check it. You can see some of the main speakers include Nayib Bukele, Michael Saylor, Saifedean Ammous, Adam Back. We got Preston Pysh, Jack Mallers, and the list goes on and on. Now obviously this is the biggest Bitcoin event in the history of Bitcoin. We're going to have over 35,000 attendees and over 450 speakers from all around the world. And to help celebrate, I decided to link up with I Trust Capital to run a special promo because I missed last year's event and I don't want any of you to miss out. So this year, we're giving away 2 free tickets. Here's how you can enter to win a free ticket. All I need to do is comment on this Twitter thread on why you want to attend, tag 2 friends you would like to come, then retweet. It's that simple, and then 2 winners will be announced next week. And real quick, before I kick off today's show, today's episode is brought to you by the FTX app, formerly known as Blockfolio. I've been using this app literally every single day for the past few years. It's the first thing I do when I wake up in the morning is check my crypto portfolio. I personally love it because it's the easiest and fastest way to buy Bitcoin, Ether, and other top cryptocurrencies with 0 fees, truly making this a no-brainer. And they're trusted by over 6 million people worldwide and over 200 plus countries around the world. And they have a special promo they're running right now where you can earn free crypto in every trade over $10. Here's how it works when you use my referral link in the description right down below. Every trade over $10 earns you a chance to get a random free coin, and the more you trade, the more you earn. So what are you waiting for? Go ahead and use my referral link in the description right down below and download the FTX app today. Make some trades, claim your free crypto, and let's start stacking those sats. Shall we? All right, welcome back to another episode of Crypto News Alerts. I'm your host, JV. How's it going, crypto fam? Holla at your boy. Now, crypto's had a very volatile week after Bitcoin suddenly crashed to 33,000 on January 24th. However, the sharp 9% drop fully recovered within 8 hours after the Bitcoin price regained the $36,000 support. And on January 26th, Bitcoin rallied to almost 39,000, but it could not sustain the level and corrected by 8.8% in the following 8 hours. When factoring in the recent ups and downs, Bitcoin managed to only gain a meager 1.6% over the past 7 days, and even with the considerable price swings, the aggregate futures contracts liquidations were relatively low, with long buyers, which had 570 million futures terminated, while short sellers faced 690 million. Data shows the Bitcoin futures represented 41% of the total $1.25 billion in liquidations. Now, the total crypto market cap presented a modest 1.6% weekly increase in line with Bitcoin's performance. Now, investors were negatively impacted by the news that the U.S. White White House is reportedly preparing an executive order on crypto to make government agencies conduct risk analysis on cryptocurrency as a national security threat. Now, metaverse tokens decoupled after last week's Apple news. Steady bearish news flows might have been the cause for crypto's recent price action, but there were some stellar performances from metaverse tokens. As you can see right here, Apple CEO Tim Cook said in an investors call on January 27th that metaverse applications have a lot of potential and that his company is investing in augmented reality developments on its devices. The news was enough to catapult metaverse-related tokens by up to 36%, including Flow, the Sandbox, the Decentraland, Engine Coin, and Arweave. Now, scalability and interoperability blockchain solutions Cosmos, aka Atom, Phantom, and Harmony One presented negative performances after the Ethereum hash rate surpassed 1.11 quadrillion hashes per second, its highest level ever registered. A higher hash rate indicates that more miners are joining the network, which helps to cement the blockchain security. Now, Tether Premium and CME futures also showed improvement. The OKEX Tether USDT Premium measures the difference between China-based peer-to-peer trades and the official US dollar. Figures above 100% indicate excessive demand for cryptocurrency investing. And on the other hand, a 5% discount usually indicates heavy selling activity. And to confirm that the crypto market structure has improved, traders should analyze the CME's Bitcoin futures contracts premium. This metric analyzes the difference between longer-term futures contracts and the current spot price in regular markets. Whenever this indicator fades or turns negative, it suggests that there is bearish sentiment. And considering that the aggregate crypto market cap is down 22% in 2022, the market structure looks prime for recovery, bearing a significant change in these fundamentals. The Bitcoin bulls are probably beginning to feel comfortable adding positions below $40,000. And checking out the latest update from Plan B, Bitcoin January 2022 close, $38,491, 62% below the stock to flow target and outside the first standard deviation band. And as President Nayib Bukele shares here, it's happening. Referring to this tweet by Fidelity, they released a report, and inside it says, Bitcoin first, why investors need to consider Bitcoin separately from other digital assets. Very powerful words. And before I break down next story of the day, FTX exchange breaks $32 billion valuation despite crypto winter fears, as well as El Salvador president optimistic about Bitcoin and predicts a gigantic price increase, as well as new Latin American country will adopt Bitcoin as legal tender within 6 months, says Max Keiser. But first, let's take a quick look at the overall crypto market. As you can see, Bitcoin, Ether, and many of the major alts are pumping and in the green, with Bitcoin up 4% for the day, trading just above $38,700. We have Ethereum up a whopping 10% for the day, trading at about $2,800. Solana up almost 19% for the day, trading back above $107. Luna up 15%. Trading at $52, and Cardano at 3.6%, trading just above $1.06. But all right, now let's break down our next story of the day. Despite growing fears over a potential crypto market downturn, major industry firms like FTX keep gaining momentum by several hundreds of millions in fresh funding. FTX Trading, the owner and operator of Sam Bankman-Fried's crypto exchange FTX, officially announced on Monday that it closed a $400 million Series C funding round, bringing the firm to a $32 billion valuation. The new fundraise comes several days after FTX's United States-based sister firm, FTX US, also raised $400 million in a Series A round on Wednesday, reaching an $8 billion valuation. Now, the new funding marks a major milestone for FTX, as the company has secured $1.8 billion over the past 6 months. CEO Sam Bankman-Fried says this new round will help the company to continue launching more products, as well as expand its global presence with additional regulatory approvals and licenses. He noted, now FTX's new funding round comes during a significant slump in the crypto markets, with Bitcoin dropping from above $50,000 in late December to as low as $33,000 on Tuesday, while some crypto executives like Kraken CEO Jesse Powell say that the world could potentially see another crypto winter. Bankman-Fried believes that it won't last for long. Quoting him here, I think we're not entering a long-term crypto winter. There have been changes in expectations of interest rates, and that's been moving crypto markets, but it's been moving markets more generally as well. Now, Sam Bankman-Fried also said that FTX does not have straightforward plans for initial public offering. I am not sure whether we will. I could see it happening. I could see it not happening. We don't feel like we have any particular need to do it, he said. The executive still noted that FTX will try to be prepared in case they end up wanting to do so, with preparations including audited accounts and reviewing possible listing options. So there you have it. Shout out to FTX and Sam Bankman-Fried, one of the youngest billionaires in the world at age 29, and most definitely the youngest crypto billionaire. I want to give a quick shout out to Parsec, a great project which is connecting blockchain data to the off-chain world. They have plans to become a one-stop solution for blockchain data. Now, Parsec is the next generation blockchain analytics platform built to connect blockchain activity to off-chain applications and devices. And as you can see here on crypto Twitter, they do have a thriving community, and their token, PRQ, could be found on KuCoin. So what are you waiting for? Go ahead and click the link in the description right down below to check out Parsec for yourself and try it today for free. And before I break down next story of the day, El Salvador's president, Nayib Bukele, optimistic about Bitcoin and predicts a gigantic price increase, as well as new Latin American country will adopt Bitcoin as legal tender within 6 months, says Max Keiser. But first, let's take a quick look at the overall crypto market cap, sitting at $1.75 trillion with $70 billion in volume in the past 24 hours. And the current Bitcoin dominance is 41.3%, with the Ether dominance at 18.6%. And checking out the top gainers of top 100 cryptos within the past week, you can see right here, we have Decentraland/Mana up 33%. We have Theta Fuel up 38%. The Sandbox up almost 34%. Engine Coin up 24.5%. So as you can see, the metaverse tokens are having a pretty good week. And now checking out one of my favorite indicators is the Crypto Greed and Fear Index. Shows we're currently rated a 26 out of 100 in fear. Yesterday was a 20 in extreme fear. Last week a 12, and last month a 29 in fear. And if you're not familiar with the Crypto Greed and Fear Index, extreme fear can be a sign investors are too worried. That could be a great buying opportunity, aka BTFD, buy that freaking dip. And when investors are getting too greedy, that means the market is due for a correction. But all right, now let's break down our next story of the day. El Salvador's president, Nayib Bukele, has been ever hopeful and positive about Bitcoin and its value as a digital asset. Despite Bitcoin's squally price movements as of recent, Bukele believes that it is only a matter of time till Bitcoin registers a massive price growth. He took to Twitter to speak about how demand for Bitcoin would soar while there wouldn't be enough supply of the digital asset. This tweet was seen floating all across social media right after the IMF advocated against Bitcoin's status as the legal tender. And in the tweet, El Salvador's Bitcoin-loving president made a statement about Bitcoin's scarcity case. And through this, he went on to justify and emphasize how the shortage of Bitcoin will not be able to meet the increased demands of the cryptocurrency. Checking out the tweet right here, there are more than 50 million millionaires in the world. Imagine when each one of them decides they should own at least one Bitcoin, but there will only ever be 21 million Bitcoin, not enough for even half of them. A gigantic price increase is just a matter of time. And guess who chimes in? Everyone's favorite troll, Peter Schiff. But why an entire Bitcoin when a single Satoshi will do the job just as well, which is nothing? A Bitcoin is merely an arbitrary bundle of 100 million Satoshis. It's far more likely that millionaires who already own Bitcoin will sell. A gigantic price collapse is coming. You got us all wrong, Peter Schiff. Long-term hodlers are accumulating at all-time highs, so stop with your FUD already. And this meme sums up crypto Twitter pretty well. Bitcoin at 38,000 last week on the left versus Bitcoin right now at 38K. So there you have it. Now this gigantic price increase would be a result of growing demand and scarce supply of the crypto. The prediction comes after Bitcoin dipped by almost 20% so far this year, with ongoing cynicism and bleakness in the crypto market. A statement about Bitcoin's potential to propel significantly in the future has been made before too. Bitcoin supporters have stated in the past how the coin will become more valuable in the future, and although many continue to remain wary of such predictions, El Salvador's president has been in the news very recently after he purchased 410 Bitcoin and termed the transaction a cheap one. So there you have it. Keep stacking sats, Nayib, for El Salvador, and let's get it. But all right, now let's break down our final story of the day. Following El Salvador's adoption of Bitcoin as legal tender, the question next is who will follow suit? Will the domino effect take place here in 2022? Now, certainly 2021 was a crucial year for Bitcoin's history and journey, with the entire world playing witness to a sovereign country adopting Bitcoin as their legal tender. And earlier this week, Max Keiser, host of the Keiser Report and Orange Pill Pod, appeared on Kitco News and shared that by 2022, he knows for a fact that there will be another Latin American country adopting Bitcoin as legal tender. Quoting him here, "I know for a fact that another country is going to adopt Bitcoin. I know for a fact that a Latin American country is going to legalize Bitcoin as legal tender. I am very confident," he said on air. And according to Keiser, he claims to have evidence from internal sources who will allegedly confirm his upcoming announcement. The established filmmaker and broadcaster is also arguably a controversial influencer in the crypto space whose roots are deep within the banking system. Nevertheless, Keiser has positioned himself as a faithful believer in Bitcoin prior to the mainstream hype and popularity of the digital currency. That's right, he started talking about Bitcoin back in 2011 via the Keiser Report back when it was trading at just $1. And now for some of the highlights from this new interview he did on KitGo News, they asked him, why do you think the expected domino effect that Bitcoin as legal tender in several countries has not yet occurred? And Keiser responded, they all have legislation ready to go. Expect announcements soon. A governor of Tonga estimates that by the end of 2022, they could approve Bitcoin as legal tender currency. Could you specify in which quarter of the year there will be another Latin American country with Bitcoin as legal tender? Max responded, for now, guessing which country in South America will be the next to adopt Bitcoin is simply speculation, although some candidates stand out for various reasons, such as Paraguay, Panama, Venezuela, Brazil, and Argentina. As the crypto market might be expecting another country to adopt Bitcoin as legal tender in just a few months' time, there could be a possibility that such a country might already be acquiring Bitcoin in the shadows without the public's knowledge, a possibility in which Keiser does not deny becoming a possibility. Do you think that some countries are buying Bitcoin for their treasury under the radar? Keiser responded, the smart ones are. And when asked about the IMF's request for El Salvador to eliminate Bitcoin as the country's official legal tender, Max shared the following. The IMF's days are numbered, he said. Thank God these financial terrorists will soon be out of business. Do you think the IMF has enough power to force El Salvador to eliminate Bitcoin as legal tender? And he responded, the IMF is being euthanized by Bitcoin. The same goes for all central banks. Very powerful words. Now, do you think the IMF or other entities are going to be able to frighten potential new countries into adopting Bitcoin as legal tender or similar? And Keiser responded, only Bitcoin is money. Everything else is centralized garbage. The IMF is the blockbuster video of central banks, completely irrelevant. And quoting Plan B regarding small countries adopting Bitcoin as legal tender in the IMF, he says, investing in their failed currencies is a somewhat futile tactic, as they almost have no room for maneuver to borrow from the IMF or to get investments from private entities, as they are so small. If these countries were to adopt Bitcoin as legal tender, investors will see the country as an emergent economy benefiting its citizens. And Max Keiser's response to Plan B, Bitcoin is the exit solution for those countries that see how the current financial system does not provide them with the necessary wings to expand under the perpetual asphyxiation, which is advantageous for the United States. And regarding the future of Bitcoin, quoting him again here, Bitcoin has never been correlated with anything. No asset ever in history has done what it's done and will continue to do. Occasionally, the illusion of correlation fools people, but there is none. The arrival of investors from Wall Street, large companies, and even advent of pension funds in Bitcoin has changed the landscape of the crypto community. These actors see Bitcoin only as a deflationary tool in the face of the current high inflation rates, without granting the king crypto more nuances such as an educational tool or a social inclusion mechanism, and others as a crypto community points out. Keiser evangelized the digital asset and envisioned a promising future, describing Bitcoin as an absolute scarce digital synthetic commodity sent from God to save humanity from the mess it's made with its money. And as for Bitcoin's continued evolution in our financial ecosystem, Keiser believes that Bitcoin has a bright future, and I'll leave you with this quote, everything goes to zero against Bitcoin. It is a 51% attack on global energy. Bitcoin monetizes peace and love. So there you have it. Let me know if you agree or disagree with Max Keiser. Now for a quick recap, what I covered with you here in today's show, I shared 2 key Bitcoin price metrics, which suggest Bitcoin is primed to reclaim $40,000. Also, that FTX exchange breaks $32 billion valuation despite crypto winter fears, as well as El Salvador's president Nayib Bukele optimistic about Bitcoin and predicts a gigantic price increase, as well as new Latin American country will adopt Bitcoin as legal tender within 6 months, says Max Keiser. But where do you feel the Bitcoin price is likely to go next? Let me know in the comments right down below. Now for the top 3 comments from yesterday's episode, the Coin Father wrote, yeah, I finally got to catch your YouTube video live first time. Been listening to your podcast since June 2021. Keep up the great work, JV. Cheers, Coin Father. I appreciate you tuning in here on YouTube for the first time. Thanks so much for your continued support. Hodl. And our next featured comment comes from Jenny Jones. I get so excited when I watch your show, JV. Thanks. Peace. Your excitement is contagious. Thanks so much, Jenny. You are awesome. And our third and final featured comment comes from Fried Cash. ETH will never go up like Bitcoin. ETH is not a store of value. It's like saying gasoline will go to $100 because of its utility, but people won't use it at that price. Great point, fam. Thanks for sharing your perspective. Bitcoin will always be far superior than Ethereum, my friend, due to scarcity alone. Hodl. And to be featured on tomorrow's episode, drop me a comment right down below.